Alrighty, boys and girls. Sit on down. Papa's about to drop you some knowledge, so get out your medical marijuana, get out your recreational coffee or what have yous, because we're about to get down to business. We're about to talk today about why Forgotten Realms is about to live up to its name and get truly forgotten. Here's the problem. Here's the intellectual property problem that nobody really wants to address right now. Here it is. The problem is age. The problem is the age of the fans who are appreciating content and the creators who are making it. That's right, the problem comes from the Gen Z itself. Your boy, I'm part of that generation. Chances are, if you've ever driven on a road, you've been cut off by someone who's busy FaceTiming and drinking an Aroma Joe's or a Starbucks coffee. That person was of my generation. We're sorry. Around that, and this is the other thing that you're going to see a lot more of, is homebrew worlds. They're going to be more common. They're not going away. Why? Well, it's because people my age, I'm an adult, have been for a few years now, are younger than the properties themselves and don't have a lifetime to catch up. No, and hear me out here. My parents were born after Dungeons and Dragons started. What that means is that Forgotten Realms, by and large, is more than a generation behind me. I can spend the next 40 years trying to catch up, but I'll be retirement age by the time that gets, finished up and all set in spaghetti. Your boy doesn't have that much time. And you're going to see that with a lot more Gen Z fans. For the content creators out there who are like, whoa, I started playing back when Redbox was a thing. I remember opening up my first Redbox. I still remember the smell. I've got it out in the garage. Yeah, well, if you're making content right now, the people that are going to be buying it, your boy's age, are going to have that memory. And we're not going to remember the old demons, lords, settings, realms, because we just don't have that much time. For the folks that are like, oh yeah, I wonder what that's going to turn into in terms of future content. Those wacky, ridiculous things that are one-offs that you're taking a look at and you're like, man, that's just garbage on paper. Those intellectual properties that are new and shiny and spicy and appeal to younger audiences are only going to get more and more aggressive. You're also going to see a lot more streams, like my own, who do homebrew worlds because they don't have time to catch their viewers up on 40 years of lore. This is the same problem that Star Trek has. This is the same problem that Star Wars has. This is the same problem that Marvel Comics has. All of their fans are younger than the stories themselves and cannot catch up to what is going on. And the content creators, the people writing these things, are often also younger than the intellectual properties themselves. So what happens when the intellectual property laps the people making it or laps the people enjoying it is what comes out the other end, what's being made at the end of that conveyor belt is not what you put into the beginning. It's not what the original thing started out as, and so you'll get fans that are like, oh wow, these new Star Wars movies just aren't quite a lot like what they used to be. They're not the exact same thing. I don't like them. They feel different. Yeah, well, they're going to be different because the people that are making them are different, and the people that they're making it for are different. The people that are making these things weren't thought up by the time these things were originally coming out. 1977, back when Star Wars was being made, most of the cast and crew wasn't born by then. And consider for a moment there that the people who worked on Star Wars didn't know about Star Wars because they didn't exist yet when Star Wars first came out. And the people that they're making it for are going to learn about Star Wars through that new movie. So where does that go with the Forgotten Realms? The Forgotten Realms are only going to get more and more forgotten. That's going to be a problem. It's not going to be solved soon. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Oh, it's an alarm. Sorry about that. It's only going to get worse before it gets better. And what you're going to see around that is, we're going to have, want to become famous, buy followers and Prime, views on Big Flows. Oh, cool. I got a bot giving me advertisements. I should buy followers, friends. If you're taking a look through stuff and you're like, oh, wow, these Forgotten Realms books are getting less and less common, or, wow, the stuff I'm putting on DM's Guild for Forgotten Realms isn't selling well, it's because people are forgetting them. People are going to be setting up new realms, new homebrew worlds, new stories. This should be encouraged. People should be coming up with new ideas, new stories, new gods, new settings, maybe borrowing from some of the old stuff as a hat tip or an homage, but there's going to be less and less of the old stuff that you know and love coming out. And my generation and people my age are to blame. I'm 22. I'm young. I don't remember 9/11. I don't remember 3rd edition. I don't remember 2nd edition. I played a little bit of 1st just as a joke. I say as a joke, it was quite nice. But consider for a moment here, people like me are only going to become more and more common in the RPG realm, and how we adapt to it as a community is going to be big. I don't know of any other content creators that are part of that Gen Z realm, but your boy's the first of many. There's going to be more people who share my views or lack of interest in those intellectual properties, and it's going to become an interesting time. Around that, I'm about at time. Please let me know in the comments what you think. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I'll be doing a Q&A sometime this coming week, and I'll be doing a stream later tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful night and wonderful morning and wonderful afternoon, depending on what time zone you're in and what time this airs on Facebook or YouTube or what have you. Have fun, friends. Stay safe out there.